What's up, docs? I'm the Pillbug, and welcome back to Friendsim. We're moving on to Bronya. Let's go. You've been traveling through a cave network for a while now. The rigid stone is a welcome respite from the eerily organic infrastructure you've been encountering, but it is also proving an unwelcome respite for friend-making. Maybe it was too much to hope for, that this new cavern would be home to another potential new buddy. Oh, how little you know. Maybe leaving the big city behind was a horrible mistake. Well, I mean, you say that, and yet we went to the countryside and met a new bronze blood friend, so, Just maybe, these dark, cold tunnels are completely devoid of, oh, hang on, there's a bunch of buildings in the distance. What? Oh, wait, I was supposed to read it like this. Just maybe, these cold, dark... Fuck! Just maybe, these dark, cold tunnels are completely devoid of... Oh, hang on, there's a bunch of buildings on the distance. Oh, no. Oh, come on, don't do this to me. It's not recording the audio again! Give me a second, I need to fix this.
And then he forgot to record the gameplay. So from now until the second bad ending, the gameplay is re-recorded and synced up with the mic audio and webcam footage. Enjoy, but don't enjoy it.
Okay, now it's actually recording the desktop audio.
Bullshit.
It keeps not doing that every time I record Friendsim specifically. I click out of the game and click back in and it just stops altogether. What a fuck. Anyways, hi, Bronya. Sorry, had to deal with some shit. God. Oh, hello. I thought you were one of my girls, but you don't look like a Jadeblood, or anyone else, actually. How strange. You convey your usual spiel regarding your circumstances. You are lost and lonely, and your ribs are still broken, you think. So, at this point, the reader might as well be suffering from internal bleeding. What the fuck? Honestly, the ribs are fine. You could just use another friend or two. Friendship isn't gonna heal your ribs, dude! I see. My first responsibility is to my Jades and the Mother Grub, so I can't make any promises of friendship just yet. But you do look like you need someone to take care of you. Here in the Brooding Caverns, we follow a few simple rules. I can't read. I think that's a given at this point. 1. Don't invite drama from up top down below. 2. Protect the Mother Grub. 3. We have no hierarchy, but do what I say. Of course. Let's do everything we can to keep up our current records of dozens of sweeps without any Jades being culled. Okay. Whatever that means. You're not sure what half of those words mean, but you nod your head. Good. I'll take you to our hive. Follow me. You follow her into her hive, which looks like a school or some kind of dormitory with multiple rooms and multiple floors. Knowing what Bronya does and her personality, that's a given. And I really like that detail, honestly. God, I wish I kept that cup of water earlier. Usually more of my Jades are around. I suppose that everyone is out watching the Imperial drones arrive with the filial pails. Jeez. Girls, we have a visitor in our caverns. Why are you reading out rules all of a sudden? What the fuck? 1. Do not be alarmed by their bizarre appearance. They seem to be harmless and quite weak. 2. Do not give them any more injuries than they already have. Our visitors deserve a warm Jadeblood welcome. She claps her hands. No one else is around, but you stand to attention and give her the thumbs up to show you read her loud and clear. You notice that she calls you visitor and not friend, but that's okay. You can do whatever it takes until you're upgraded from visitor to friend, or at least charity case. Ah, here it is. You follow her upstairs and she stops at a big room on the second floor. When you step into it, you have to clap your hands over your mouth to keep from gagging at the revolting sight. What? There are big, baby-sized larva-looking things all over the floor, squirming around and crying and inchworming out of kiddie pools of green slime. What the hell? What do you mean, what the hell? These are grubs! Oh, wait, this is the first time seeing them. Oops. This is our nursery. Most of these wigglers are sick or injured, so we look after them in here until they're well enough to go back to the caverns and spin their cocoons. She looks shifty all of a sudden, giving you some side-eye like she's sizing you up. You try to look very non-threatening and also 100% trustworthy. Which, I mean, let's be honest, confusion and not knowing what the hell is going on really doesn't help with the case, apparently. Ah, damn it, I skipped again. We keep this nursery on the down low. It's not against any laws, but it's something of a break in tradition to save any of the grubs instead of just letting them die. To tell you the truth, I'm not sure why we do it. I guess it just feels right to me to take care of them, the way that I take care of my jades. A nursery, huh? You look around again with this new information. You guess you can sort of see how the wigglers look like babies. You can't believe that one of these things could grow up into anything that looks like Bronya. But this is an alien planet, so who knows. She takes you over to a shelf that seems to hold medical supplies. You're not sure what can be done for your broken ribs, but maybe she has some kind of alien technology that can help? But when she starts going through the cabinet, you don't see anything that looks high-tech like the thing that can fix your arm. I guess that most of what we have is stuff for the wigglers, and I'm not familiar enough with your bizarre anatomy to know if it will help. But if you're not completely sure how to do something, it's best to try anyway. 1. Even if you fail, everyone else can still learn from your mistake. 2. Maybe you don't fail. You never know. You're not sure about applying this ethos to your broken ribs, but she looks so determined. It might be rude to say no. Okay. This is one of those cases where I don't know what's gonna happen. So, I'm just gonna say, go for it. My ribs are already broken, so where's the harm? Okay, come here. Lift up your shirt so I can get to your injuries' bellow sack enclosures. Yes, like that. Turn the part that's all bloody and horrifying towards me. She has something that looks like some kind of ointment. It's a shade of bright green, similar to the slime beds you see around the nursery, and it also seems to be glowing. Seems like there's nothing wrong about applying it to your skin. But despite your optimism, the second Bronya rubs some of it on your broken skin, you feel a searing hot pain like you just got doused with poison. Oh! Okay. You flinch back instinctively. Your momentum carries you too far and you step back to trip on something behind your feet. You cartwheel your arms, but it's no use. You're going down. You're yelling timber. God damn it. You feel something soft and squishy break your fall, and you hear a terrible squelching noise of some kind of animal squeal. Oh, god damn it, come on! You have fallen right onto one of the wigglers. You roll off of it, but there's no use. It's squished flat, and you're covered in olive fluid that you think might be its blood. Okay. You look up to see Bronya's horrified face, and know that there is no hope for friendship in those vengeful eyes. No shit! You might want to run before I throw you out of this window and break the rest of your bones. Game over. Alternia's deadliest ass. Oh my god. Why? Okay. Alright, you know what? It's fine. I mean, it's not fine. A Wiggler is fucking dead, but I'll take the title, Alternia's deadliest ass. I mean, my ass is pretty fat already, so, I mean, it fits. Alright, anyways. Thanks, but no thanks. I'll heal on my own just fine. Oh, well, if you're sure. I'm worried about you, though. You seem like you need help, and I wish I could help you more. If I can't take care of someone, I'm not sure how we can ever truly be friends. You try to cheer her up, pointing out that friendship is a two-way street, after all. She doesn't have to concern herself with the mutilation frame. How can you help her instead? Well, sure, there are things around here that I can use some assistance with. However, don't take this the wrong way, but we've only just met. I don't know that I can trust you to be as responsible as I am. You know what? Fair. That's honestly fair. I do that shit a lot too. It's not easy to be the one in charge. You have to be one what the fuck does that say? How do you pronounce that? Hold on. I'm not just gonna guess this time. I want to know how that's pronounced, because I can't fucking figure it out. I can't read. At least not big words.
It's pronounced penis.
I'm leaving that in! Oh my god.
That's great because I love the cock.
My family, ladies and gentlemen. My family.
Conscientious.
Conscientious, okay. Like I said, I'm dumb. Anyways, it's not easy to be the one in charge. You have to be 1, conscientious, 2, considerate, and 3, competent at all times. You try to think of... hold on. You try to think of times in your life when you've been conscientious, considerate, or competent. You're drawing a bit of a blank, but hey, new planet, new you. You assure her that you have what it takes. Even though, let's be honest, that's probably the worst possible thing. Hold on. The worst possible thing you should do or say in a new environment, especially a new fucking planet with new fucking creatures. I guess if you want to prove that you can be responsible, I can let you help me out today. It's a good time for a visit to the mother grub. You're careful to step around all the little guys on the floor as you head out of the nursery. She takes you back outside, and these caverns are even bigger than you first realized. They're also dark, and cold, and gloomy, and you can't see anywhere that might lead up to the planet's surface. Does she really live down here all the time? To make some conversation during this cold hike in a damp cave, you mentioned that living underground like this seems kind of depressing. You realize too late that this wasn't very tactful, but she doesn't get angry at your conversational gambit of insulting her home. My brain just went somewhere, sorry. Oh no, it's very peaceful down here. Well, in comparison to anywhere else. I quite enjoy it. The brooding caverns are a place of life and birth, not death. That's pretty uncommon on Alternia. You're still not sure what she means by brooding caverns, but you guess it has something to do with the wigglers in her nursery. Before you can ask, you reach the top of a ridge and get a new, wider view of the rest of the cavern. It's enormous. Probably the size of a small city. Excuse me. All over the cave floor, you see more wigglers crawling everywhere. Cocoons line the cave walls, and the larger stalactites with some young trolls crawling out of them. Walking, flying, and crawling among the wigglers and young trolls are a variety of white monsters of all kinds and shapes and sizes. In the center of the cavern, there is... you don't even know how to describe it. It looks like a huge, many-legged queen bug of some kind, with a goat-shaped skull and horns coming out of her head. Her bulbous sphincter ripples as she lays a continuous stream of hundreds of eggs, from which you assume the gray wigglers will hatch. Oh. And marching through all this, you see several hulking bipedal creatures, each carrying 2 buckets, either to or away from the mother grub. They look armed, and they move like regimented troops, soldiers of some kind. You are instinctively terrified of them. This is where the magic happens, and by that I mean continuation of our species. Dadebloods like myself are entrusted with looking after the process, which is of course a very special job. The Imperial drones carry filial pails of genetic material to the mother grub for slurry. 2. She lays eggs and hatch new grub broods. 3. After the wigglers emerge from the cocoons, the new trolls will go through the trials, and the one that makes it will be selected by a Lucis to help care for them. 4. Together, the young trolls and the Luci go up to the surface together, where the trolls will grow up or get cold, or whatever. As Bronya explains troll reproduction to you, one of the Imperial drones veers sharply to the left and in the process, tramples over a few wigglers and young trolls. The drone continues on, but several of the Luci cry out, crowding around their dead or injured charges. Oh. One of them, a gigantic beast that resembles a bison, bellows and rears up its hind legs, hitting one of the other Luci in front of his hoof. Oh jeez, not again. This kind of damage control is a lot for what we have to deal with. Whenever a Lucis goes rogue out of grief or confusion, there's the potential for it to lash out at other Luci, with the Wrigglers or the Mother Grub herself. We Jadebloods cannot let that happen! She looks so concerned, a marked contrast to how confident she seemed before now. You offered to help her out earlier, and it seems like now's your chance. Someone has to stop that rogue Lucis, and that someone could be... you? Be a weenie. Why is that an option? Jesus Christ. Fight the monster, save the day, you got this shit. Or be a weenie. Well, I mean, I gotta do something. I mean, come on, I'm here, so why not? The bison Lucis seems to be causing quite a ruckus. Other Luci have now gotten riled up too, with some of them trying to gather wigglers to keep them out of harm's way, and others just getting hyped to thrash. It seems like it could turn into a monster stampede, and they're close to the Mother Grub's big, soft, vulnerable abdomen. Not great. Fighting a monster single-handed seems like a daunting first step in a friendship, but you did tell her you could be responsible. You square your shoulders and tell Bronya that she has nothing to worry about. You're going to stop that Lucis, calm down all the other Luci, protect the Mother Grub, all without breaking a sweat and hopefully without breaking any more bones either. And probably dying in the process. Whoa there. I was going to suggest that I go after it while you stay here. You seem kind of weak and fragile, even apart from your injuries, I mean. I don't want you to get hurt worse, and I'm not sure I trust anyone other than myself to take the lead on this. That wasn't quite the reaction you were hoping for. Normally you would get all about sitting back and letting her protect you, because, well, protective and responsible is a good look on her. But desperate times call for desperate measures, and you don't know how else you're going to prove yourself worthy to be her friend. This is going to go south, isn't it? You do your best to project an air of confidence, or at least competence. You assure her that this is no sweat for you. You take down raging bison back on your home planet all the time. You're known for it, actually. Bullshit! Well, if you say that isn't your first undulating roping gallop expedition, I believe you. Is that Alternia's way of saying rodeo? I'll hang back to let you give it a shot. But if it gets too overwhelming in there, I'm right here. 1. Caring for the Mother Grub is my responsibility as a Jadeblood. 2. I'd never abandon a friend to deal with a mess on their own. If we end up being friends, that's it. If we end up being friends, that is. Oh, hell yes! Now you have a reason to hope! And a reason to die! Oh, God. You approach the rampaging bison with caution. Do all bison have horns like that? Maybe they do. You're no bison expert. But you're pretty sure they don't all have teeth that nasty. Bison on Earth mostly eat grass, don't they? This guy doesn't look like a herbivore. At first, you try to calm the Luci down by talking to it, but your soothing words have no effect. In fact, you might have just made it even angrier by suggesting that it pause and take some deep breaths in reaction to its trampled charge. You're not even sure it can understand human speech, come to think of it. You circle around it, wishing that you had some kind of lasso or something. Maybe you can herd it away from the Mother Grub. You look around to see if any of these other Luci look vaguely like Earth's shepherd dogs, but no dice. You hesitate too long and the Lucis turns away, its furious eyes falling on the Mother Grub. It stamps its hooves, snorts air out of its nostrils, and screams in a way that sounds like a lot more hellish than you imagine normal bison are capable of. It's obviously about to charge, and you can only think of one thing to do. In desperation, you leap forward and tackle it football style, doing everything you can with your flimsy human body to drag it onto its side. It halfway works. You plow into the Lucis and stop it in its tracks, but it topples over into a nest of wigglers taking you down. Oh, come on! Wigglers and young trolls go bouncing everywhere, squealing in distress, and their Luci descend upon you in a rage. Everything is chaos for a while. You're trapped beneath the bison lucis, which is very worrying for all of your body parts, and you think you might feel something important rupturing inside you. But hey, on the bright side, this crushing mass is protecting you from all the other pissed off Luci trying to attack you. Just as your whole breathing situation is starting to get dicey, you hear a commotion and what sounds possibly the trouncing of some of the smaller Luci that were trying to get to you. The crowd of beasts around you scatters, and then you hear her. I'm having a hard time getting this thing off of you, and he's still very angry. He keeps trying to kick me. Where's a bronze blood when you need one? You don't know what that means, but you're very grateful that she's here to help you. You try to communicate this, but it comes off garbled from all the blood in your mouth. Maybe don't try to speak, or move, or help. You experience a stinking feeling that could be related to your diminishing odds of impressing Bronya and becoming her friend. Or it could be the compression of all your internal organs. Either way, it's tough to feel optimistic right now. But before you can give it into complete despair, you hear other voices. Your view is blocked by the massive bison flesh on top of you, but could it be? Are these other people here to save you? Finally! I was wondering where you all gotten off to. Let's all work together, girls. 1. You two grab his horns to keep the head still and keep it from biting anyone. 2. The rest of you come around with me to the backside so we can push it up without getting kicked. You hear some grunting and muttering, and the bison starts making noises that sound more confused and less furious. The pressure and pain on your chest briefly spike in intensity as the thing's weight shifts, and then they must succeed in dragging it off you because you can breathe again. But the crisis is not over yet. While you're still testing the use of your lungs and blinking up at the cavern ceiling, you hear a new cacophony of enraged monster noises. Uh-oh. The other Luci are still agitated. Get down there and try to calm them down. Protect the Mother GRUB. You try to lift yourself to see what's going on, but putting any weight on your arm makes you feel like maybe all of your bones got turned to confetti. Painful confetti. You feel strong hands propping you up gently, and now your head is in Bronya's lap. You try to focus more on how this is a nice place for your head to be and less on the pain. This is no good. I don't know if my jades can reach the stampede in time, and the Mother GRUB could be injured. Not to mention all these wigglers in danger. Oh no. You didn't think the situation could get any worse, but now you see that several of the Imperial drones that had been about to leave the cavern are turning back, drawn by all the noise and chaos. But maybe this could be a good thing? Maybe they can instill some order? Fuck, they're going to kill everyone! She scrambles to her feet in the process, letting your head whack on the cave floor. Your vision swims, but you can still make out the drones firing indiscriminately at the Luci, at the Grubs and Wigglers, and at the Jade Bloods? What? One laser beam skims the side of the Mother GRUB's massive midsection, and her scream is so loud that the ceiling shakes and a few stalactites shake loose, falling on drones and Luci and Wigglers alike! It's a total catastrophe! A whole rainbow's worth of trolls, Wigglers, and Lucis blood is splattering the cavern walls! Bronya seems paralyzed by the chaos, looking from her jades to the Mother GRUB to the imperiled Wigglers like she's not sure who to help first. I can't believe it. This is the worst disaster we've ever had down here. And all because I thought I could sit back and let someone else be responsible for once. If I were a less secure person, I would let this moment plant a seed of self-doubt in my mind about my ability to take care of others and do my job well. Or I could chalk it up to you being really fucking stupid. You shrink under the weight of her glare. She's green in the face from how angry she is. You swallow and manage to spit out enough blood to ask a question that you really already know is hopeless. Does this mean you can't be friends? What the fuck do you think? Are you serious right now? That's what I'm asking! I did not make friends with anyone who recklessly endangers the trolls and Wigglers under my care. You killed them all. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay.
Okay, everything should be good now. Enjoy, for reals this time.
I didn't record any of that. I thought I was fine at the beginning with the whole fucking... I tried to fix the fact that it wouldn't record the audio, and apparently it just stopped recording altogether. I clicked start recording. Why didn't it record? I don't know. Either way, a bunch of shit happened. We killed everyone in the Brooding Caverns, and I might just have to do the whole thing I did with Terezi's route in Pester Quest, where I have to take frames and stuff from the game itself and put it over my audio. So I'm just gonna chalk it up to a my bad, and we're just gonna keep moving forward, because my god, I have the webcam and audio shit, so it should be good. Up, down, up, down, up, down. That's how I sync everything. Ugh, my god. So, okay, let's be a weenie. I'm sorry. I just... Ugh, that was... fucked. You definitely do not like the idea of wading into a monster fight, but even to save the progeny of your new friend's species. Excuse me. In fact, you don't like that Bronya is so focused on protecting all these helpless toddlers and distressed animals instead of taking care of you. Wow, okay. You stammer out that you don't think you can take out on any of the monsters right now. In fact, you just felt another stab of pain in your ribs. You might be blacking out. Bronya's concerned face turns in your direction as you start to swoon. She catches you before you hit the ground and your heart flutters. Really? Wow. You look up at her serious face and she looks like such a mom, but also such a friend. Like some sort of combination of these two concepts. The mom friend! Yikes, you don't look so good. I can't leave you alone, not when you're in such bad shape. Maybe I could carry you on my back while I try to stop the rampaging Lucis. Your heart flutters, turns into pinpricks of alarm. That sounds dangerous, mainly for you. You try to think of what you can say to dissuade her, something other than, I think you should ignore the helpless babies and Mother GRUB in danger behind you in favor of continuing to hold me in your strong arms. But before you can speak... Oh god, my lips are starting to... They're getting sticky. Ugh. But before you can speak, you hear a commotion behind her. She turns to look over her shoulder and her face sags with relief. Yes, the other Jays are here. They should know what to do. We've taken care of crises like this before. Of course, usually I'm there to help. If you crane your neck, you can just glimpse a crowd of trolls corralling the rogue Lucis away from the Mother GRUB, while the other trolls calm the remaining Luci and soup up any wigglers in their harm's way. It looks like I needn't have worried. They're more than capable of stepping in while I'm otherwise occupied. I'm so proud. You take this opportunity to compliment her on what a good leader she must be. You have trained the other so well, super smooth. Really wish I was as smooth as you, because goddamn. She beams at you and sets you down carefully on the cavern floor, kneeling at your side. This could have gone quite badly. I'm glad I didn't make the wrong choice when I stayed up to help you instead of rushing off. It just goes to show, sometimes the best thing you can do for the groups is take care of the weakest person in it. Wow. Thanks. You kind of want to object to being called the weakest person, but you did just fake a fainting spell for attention, so maybe now isn't the best time. Instead, you thank her sincerely for sticking by your side. I would have done fuck it. Okay, I didn't skip anything. The two of you watch together as order is gradually restored to the chaos below, and even with your injuries, you feel close to content and quite hopeful about how this relationship is progressing. You notice that at your side, several wigglers are blindingly squirming around, confused and crying. There are some young trolls here too, looking around all lost and bereft. You're not sure if their Luci ran off with the others that got involved in the fracas, or if these guys are orphans now. Now that you're seeing them out in the natural cavern light, the wigglers look less like maggots to you. In fact, they're even kind of cute. You can see why Bronya would want to take care of them. One of the smallest wigglers closest to you has somehow flipped himself over onto his back and seems unable to right itself, his little legs waving in the air while he cries. Trying to be careful with your ribs, you reach out to scoop him up and cradle him in your chest, rocking him back and forth until his cries quiet down. Wow, you have a very strong nurturing instinct. I think he likes you. You almost look like you could be his Lucis, or a Jadeblood. You are pleased that she approves of your caretaking display. The Wiggler's cough breaks through your haze of smug satisfaction, and when you look down, you realize that he seems to be having some trouble breathing. You point this out to Bronya. Good observation. You really are natural at taking care of other creatures, aren't you? Judging by the display that happened earlier, I guess I'm competent. Some people find that nurturing ability to be very attractive in a potential friend. But as for Wigglers, this is definitely not a good sign. I'm surprised none of these drones have noticed that he's sick. If we leave him here, he'll be culled for sure. Bronya takes the Wiggler from you, and you're more than happy to hand him over considering that you have no idea what to do with a sick baby that's not your species. Also, your broken ribs make holding a baby kind of painful, and Bronya holds the Wiggler carefully, but with perfect ease, just like you hope she'll cradle your new friendship in its infancy. Once Bronya assured her Jades have the situation at the brooding caverns under control, you both take the Wigglers back to the Jadeblood Nursery. You hover around uselessly while Bronya sets up some kind of crib filled with green slime. You're a little concerned when she takes the Wiggler and submerges him under the slime, because, like, he's already having trouble breathing. Surely drowning in slime won't help. The soaper should help strengthen his bellow sacs and soothe his sorrow shoot. When he gets healthy again, I'll take him back to the cavern and set him free to make his cocoon and pupate. But he's so small. It's unlikely that he'll survive the trials, or be selected by a Lucis. You hate to see Bronya looking sad. You try to be sympathetic, mentioning your astute observation that this whole system set up with Wigglers in the trials and the culling seems pretty brutal. What? Oh no, I would never suggest... Oh my gosh, it's really difficult to keep this voice up. Especially after screaming from mild annoyance. I don't know why I screamed. Don't ask. This is just the way the world works, and it's fine. It's fine. The trials are how young trolls prove that they're strong enough to survive. It's only right for the weak to be called. It's the purpose of Jadebloods to ensure the continuation of our species, and consequently, the hemo spectrum. 1. We're not revolutionaries. 2. We're meant to do our jobs and keep our heads down and keep things running smoothly. 3. I would never presume to question the basic tenets of Alternian society. That would bring negative attention from the Highlords, and I just want to keep my Jade safe. You look around at the nursery, and all these injured or underdeveloped Wrigglers that Bronya was apparently supposed to let die. You think it might not be true that she doesn't question the way her world works. She's looking at you like she's scared you'll call her out on it and expose her altruistic tendencies. You try to salvage this conversation thread. Did you say that calling Wigglers sounded brutal? You meant neutral. Yeah, you feel 100% neutral on this topic. Neither committed to the culling side of things, nor eager to take up arms in revolution. Ah, yes. Neutral is how I feel about it as well. Well, let me try that again. Ah, yes. Neutral is how I feel about it as well. What a good word to describe exactly how I feel about all controversial political subjects. And that's how you keep your racist grandpa from screaming at the dinner table at Thanksgiving, kids. I'm so sorry. Anyways, moving on. Did I mention that keeping the nursery isn't technically illegal? Because it isn't, technically. There's no reason for any of Chisa's drones to come investigating our hive, and if any drones do come knocking, we have nothing to hide. No borderline revolutionary ideas will be tolerated within these walls. Bronya laughs nervously and looks around the room like she's making sure that any Imperial drones hiding in here heard her announcement. You feel bad for how nervous she is. You didn't mean to freak her out. You tell her that she sounded super convincing, and why shouldn't she? Because she's clearly telling the truth. If you were an Imperial drone, you would definitely be satisfied right now with her clearly law-abiding and neutral ways. Thank you. That means a lot. You cast about for something to change the subject and mention that your ribs are feeling a bit better. Bronya's face brightens and she lifts you up in her arms gently so you can touch the injured part of your torso, examining it with her typical response in an authoritative way. You shiver and wonder if her touch was healing properties. I'm glad to hear that. After all, I don't like it when my friends suffer. Your heart leaps. You look up scarcely allowing yourself to hope. Could it be? Or was she just making a general statement? If you're not in any more pain, hopefully that means your injuries will heal soon. I'll take care of you until then, my friend. You are overcome, your eyes filled with tears. Bronya smiles at you and squeezes your hand. Victory! Self-care comes first. Exactly. Why didn't you do that from the start, you fucking moron? My god. Okay. I enjoyed that. That was fun. I still think it kind of sucks that I forgot to record. Ow. I hit my mic. Ow. But hey, there's ways to get around it. It'll be fine. I actually might just have to re-record like the entire thing. I don't know. I still want to figure out how to keep my raw reaction in the video without like having to re-record myself reading everything, you know? Though I learned my lessons from Terezi's route, so I think I'm going to try something else instead of just taking individual animations and frames and shit from the game, like clipping them. I'm just going to try and listen to my audio and record as I'm reading and see what that does. I'm not sure. I'll figure something out. But either way, let me just get my mouth flaps to stop being fucky and mushy. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you liked it, hit the like button down below, and I'll see you in the next episode of Whatever the Heck I Make.